And then we have Noah Johnson from the Seattle Seawolves.
Well, yeah, again, John, appreciate you so much for coming up to Billy Baroo's here from Portland, Oregon. I mean, making up the drive 3 hours, I mean, that's a lot of commitment, not only for being a Seawolves fan, and I'd love to hear, too, more about, you were talking about how you, tell me a little bit about how you first found out about the Seawolves and rugby itself, because you were sharing how you saw it on TV with some of your buddies, and then instantly just traveled to a couple matches, went to Chicago, a couple other matches. Tell me a little bit about that.
In short, it was one of those things where I saw the championship on TV, and I knew Seattle had a pro 15s team. And after that, knowing that sevens was going to be added to the Olympic squad for Team USA, I kind of kept following in every way, locally, nationally, and now with MLR for about 7 to 8 years. The difference is what station it was going to be on and how easily could I watch this. The accessibility of it, I think, is really what kind of turned me on to, I could drive 3 hours north, or if I lived in Seattle, I could drive an hour south, whatever it be. And now that we've got a fan base of however many thousand people, regardless of what's going to be at Starfire, and we've got 2 championships under our belt, the fact that I could travel this closely, meet a bunch of people, everybody that was involved, including this guy, it meant one of those things where I could kind of fall into the family, have a great experience, and learn what it was to be a local versus somebody from out of town. And I say that because I've traveled from Portland to Chicago a few times, watched the Seawolves play against Seattle away. Regardless of the results, the atmosphere there, the fans, the dedication, the tailgating, everything that kind of goes into that is something you can't find from most pro sport. I don't know. I didn't want to call out one sport. When it comes to rugby, this is the way that we want to do MLR for everybody that goes into it, fan-wise, every player that goes into it, every coach that goes into it, every CEO that goes into it that's going to be willing to jump into this franchise league. Right now, 6 versus 6, 12 teams, it's been great.
So like you're saying, the rugby community is a huge thing, and like going to these different away matches and everything like that. What was it like to show up here and you get to talk one-on-one with the assistant coach of the Seattle Seawolves, and you get to talk to Noah, who is one of the marketing guys of the club? What is that like?
2 people directly involved with the organization itself for this many years, for this long, regardless of their tenure. I think it's been great because they're willing to talk to you. They're not going to shrug you off, but at the same time, they are engaging with the fans, the game. They want to answer questions, and at the same time, I was able to get this hat really, really quickly, and that's just something you can't do offline.
Yeah, that's true. True that. Hey, gotta love that, man. Gotta love that.
Check out Seawall Shop. Got to throw in the plug there.
Yes. Yeah, throw it in, man. Throw it in all you can. All right, Noah, what did you think about today's game? That was quite the victory on the pitch today, and it was like a full victory, it felt like.
Oh, man. Today's match was electric. We had several tries from Devon Rousseau. We had the final match-winning try, which actually was just in overtime, 80 minutes plus. Yeah. Got the interception with Tony Pulu running it into the middle of the 2 goalposts there. And, I mean, you look at the team, and it's an all-around effort. There were big tackles from everyone. I saw big plays from Chance, big plays from from Dan Creel, but big plays from everyone. And that's Seawall's rugby right there. So it was a great match. It was great to get back on track. I mean, we've been on track, but it was a good statement win, and we needed that heading into next weekend.
Absolutely. Against a tricky opponent, too. I mean, LA could kind of throw anything at you, huh? A team like that, you never know, right?
Yeah, no, and respect to LA, too. I mean, new team in the league. They've been dealt a lot of tough cards, and it was a well fought battle in the beginning. I mean, I'll say, like, the first half, there was a lot of back and forth, and the possession was going both ways. There was a lot of kicks being had, but at the end, I think that's something I will say about this team and what I've seen so far from this season is they're resilient. The fight and battle that these guys have right now, and kind of heading in, this is the perfect time to be not only picking up this stride, but to continue heading into not only next weekend, but continuing on the rest of the season. I mean, they know where they're at any point in the match, and the decisions that Clarkey has made, and just the rest of the team working together and fighting for each other. I mean, Sam had a great performance as well. A lot of great kicks. Sam also had 2 tries, I believe, and put the ball in there. So I would say it was great to see a new West Coast matchup. Hopefully seeing some more of LA in the rest of the season. But you saw a great performance from the Seawolves tonight.
Yeah. So before I ask my next question, I still have another question.
Of course.
What's it like coming here as a Seawolves marketing team, coming here to the away watch parties and stuff like that? What's it like, man?
Yeah.
Like being a Seawolves employee, man. That's.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love it. I mean, Billy Baruz has been amazing to us. They've been such a great partner, and they've been just so hospitable and have welcomed us with open arms. They do a great job, and we've worked with Billy Baruz for multiple years now, getting away match viewing parties, filling out the entire front room in that area. And I love it because, any away match viewing party, especially at Billy Baruz, we get an average of, you're looking at 50, 60 people there, which is great for just, when we're talking about the growth of rugby, too, you're talking about people coming to a match, watching it on television. But I love the away match viewing parties. I love getting to see the guys play on the big screen, seeing it televised as well. And today's match was on FS2. So if you're looking to rewatch any of today's match, Seawolves versus RFC Los Angeles, go ahead, check it out on FS2. But it was great. Billy Baruz, thank you so much for having us. Great day, great crowd, and always the fans. It's what we do it for, the fans. And there was a large attendance. Every away match viewing party, we're always raffling off items. We got a couple players. We had, I want to say, 8 or 9 players in attendance today, too, signing posters, signing hats, balls, you name it. So it's a community. It's a family. It's a great environment.
Hell yeah, brother. That's awesome. So you're going your first away match ever for the Seattle Seawolves. And to be honest, that's something I've never done. Can you believe that? Right? I've never done that. So you're going to New England.
I am, yeah.
And what do you what are you looking forward to, man? I mean, like, Boston's a good town.
Oh, so, Boston, yeah, New England.
I've been to Boston, but
yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, no. First off, I want to thank the Seawolves organization. I mean, they've been amazing. I absolutely love working there. It was one of my dream goals, working in a sports organization and just seeing the behind the scenes. So that itself has been just a blessing. But yeah, no, I'm excited to check out New England's facilities, check out their stadium, and just see what they do. But also excited to see two great superstar teams from the MLR. Both, you got the Western Conference. We're leading the Western Conference right now, and you got New England head of their conference final. So we're going into next weekend. two teams top of the Western and Eastern Conference, and we're 5-1. No, excuse me. We're 6-1, and they are 5-1. So it's going to be two great battles. Obviously, New England came in our house last year and beat us, so this is going to be a revenge match for sure. New England won the championship, so we're looking to put on a great show. It's going to be a lot of fun, but no, I'm excited as well. This is my first away match I've ever been to, so I'm curious to see what they do, what they've got in store, and just learn and get everything under my belt. See what's possible. I mean, it's good for the growth of rugby too. I think the more all of us kind of connect and come together and take away and learn from each other, there's just so much that each team can do for each other.
Absolutely, I love that. I love that you speak on that, and that's just the way to look at this, right? Is that it's a growing sport, not only just the sport in general, but the league as well. And you hit those points perfectly, man.
Yeah.
And are you gonna have a pint of Guinness and a Jameson while you're in Boston, and just to celebrate? Hopefully, the Seawolves win.
I mean, I can't make any promises, but I'll be celebrating for sure. If the Seawolves win, I'll be celebrating down on the pitch.
Seawolves by 50.
Seawolves. Okay.
You heard it from John
Yes.
first. You heard it from John first.
All right. And then if John said, okay, wait, hold on. Yeah, Seawolves by 50 then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Who's
Expand on that.
who's man of the match?
Oh, you guys just baited me into this. Okay.
You baited yourself.
You baited yourself,
I
man.
baited
Yeah.
myself.
You said
into
Seawolves
this.
by 50, man.
I was just talking shit. I don't know. I couldn't tell you why, but
Anyway,
I mean,
if that does happen, will you go to the Phoenix Landing in Cambridge, which is a Liverpool pub?
Oh, is it?
I'm sure
Is
you'll be
it?
welcome there. I'm sure you'll be welcome there.
Yeah.
Mate.
we'll see what the plans are. We'll see.
All right, back here with Noah from the Seawolves. Now, Noah, how do you see the rest of the season playing out for the Seawolves?
Great question. I can't give you a complete answer on how I see it playing out. I mean, that it's going to be a tough rest of the season. We've got some great opponents coming up. Obviously, next battle with New England. We got a home match. Next home match on May 3rd is against Anthem Rugby. They've been a great addition to the
Can I interject? That's my birthday party.
Birthday
party.
Happy birthday, Levon. Birthday
Well, it's
party.
actually May 4th, but
May 4th. Happy birthday.
But still, birthday game.
But yeah, no, I mean, the thing is, like, we're still early on in the season, and we've had a great start so far, and I see us continuing to succeed. Got as I mentioned, New England next week. It's going to be a tough matchup. We'll be hosting Old Glory DC on May 24th, and that'll also be a great tough opponent. They've always performed well under pressure. So who knows? That's what I love about sports. It's you can't always guarantee a win. No, and what I've noticed this year, and what I've loved to see is there's been the competition level within the MLR has raised so much more than last year. I mean, give credit to Dallas for what they did against us at home too. They put on a great show, and I'm glad we pulled out with the win. But teams have been excelling. There's been a lot more competition across the MLR. You've seen a lot of teams that struggled previously who have performed well, put up good performances. It's getting a lot more competitive. So you've seen across the league where there's no given win in any match. There's been upsets. There's been a lot of close matches where it's less than a try away from winning the match. Wins are won in the last 30 seconds. I mean, gosh, ourselves, the Seawolves, and bless all Mac, Sam, all the amazing performances. The team itself putting on tries. Pite against San Diego. As a fan myself, it's a lot of heart attacks just waiting for the final try, and we've gotten we've been blessed with some great last-minute tries and kicks and wins to put us in the position we are. But to answer your question, I see a lot of continued success with where we're at. I think we're heading in the right direction, and I fully trust Clark in what he's done with the team and the effort and work they've put in. And for anyone looking to check out some of their practices, go out to Redmond's Grasslawn Park, and that's where they practice Monday through Thursday. So check it out.
I love that. I love that you plugged that, man.
Always.
That's important. It's important for people to know.
Yeah.
And like you said, I mean, the league is really growing on that front where we have a lot more competition now. I mean, look what even the Anthem putting up 29 points or 26 points today against Chicago, which is Chicago is more established, sure, but Anthem, out of kind of honestly, you would think people are just rolling, or the teams are just going to roll them over, but
totally. No, and you would say the same about LA, but LA's got to win. Sure. They've got to tie. I mean, they've had a couple strong performances, and Anthem. They put up some great points today, and I mean, sure, Chicago's only been around for about a year. This is their second season now. But no, it's good, especially with Anthem being a predominantly team built around the USA Rugby and a lot of USA Eagles members on the team. Jake Turnbull, of course, former Seawall's player playing on Anthem Rugby. So it's good to see the development of USA Rugby, where it's going, and seeing Anthem, putting their best foot forward and giving it their best shot. It's tough going into every week being the underdog, but I think they, as well as teams like LA, new teams like Miami, new team like Chicago for themselves as well. They've got a tough battle against the teams that have been around, have built a culture. Have coaches that have been around for a while, team camaraderie. I mean, you're thrown around, and pulling myself out as a sports fan. You're throwing in 23, 40 new guys into a team that have to fit and gel and plug well in together, and you're doing that right before the season starts. It's tough. So you talk about the development of what that does for USA Rugby, for rugby as a whole, especially in the U.S., but what LA and Anthem Rugby and teams like Miami have done so far, it's impressive. And it's good for the league. It's good for the whole. You don't want to see just a team, blowing over, and those games aren't fun for both sides. It's fun when it's a close competitive match and you bring excitement to the league and the MLR, and that's how you build new fans.
100%. I mean, I agree with that wholeheartedly. It's that's the other thing is you build a fan base, you build culture, you build tradition among those fan bases, and there's a lot of different MLR fans that I've met who have had their own traditions, who have, had their own identity, and I think that's so important. Even with people who like John that we were just interviewing earlier was. He's from Oregon. Yeah. But they have their own traditions there, even among our own fan base, and I think that's so important to have that.
Yeah. No, it's there's something about as you mentioned, the culture of what fan bases bring to the community, and I mean. Myself, it's funny, I grew up on the East Coast. I grew up in Annapolis, Maryland, in D.C. area. So there's something about being from the East Coast. But then I moved to Seattle, Washington when I was around 10 with my family. And how different the East Coast is to the West Coast. And, just love the community and openness and family that the West Coast brings, especially with sports. I mean, Seattle in itself is such a sports-driven community. I mean, the way we support other sports teams, you name it, the Sounders, Mariners, even the Kraken coming in, but rugby and the Seawalls, and just how we all back each other and come together and grow the youth and development of it too. I mean, as I've been in this role for a little over a year, I've gone out to some of the practices and just seen how much rugby has impacted the youth in this community. and seeing what it has done for the families here and given a purpose for these young kids to find something they're passionate about, find something that they can take on into their next life, whether that's still with rugby in a professional aspect or recreationally. But the skills and life lessons they've learned from that, and I feel like that's nationally you get that, but just from the West Coast itself, seeing what we've done in Washington to grow that has been just so impactful for myself seeing that, but the community itself.
Fantastic, man. Thanks for joining us today.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
Pleasure being on here.
Yeah.
Thank you so
brother.
much.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers.